Welcome to the basement, because it's too cold for the shed, too cold for the garage, and it's Throwback Thursday, and you guys are here to check out some old stuff. Check this thing out. This is what I like to call the V2 Firefly. Now, it's a bit of an amalgamation of two different names. It is undoubtedly a Nerf N-Strike Firefly Rev 8. This is a revolving blaster with a couple electronics in there to make it a glow-in-the-dark blaster, which made it a perfect candidate for one of my recasings. I loved taking old or broken or just cool-looking Nerf shells and then repurposing them by putting laser challenge or laser tag internals inside them, not just to make them look cooler, but also, especially in this case, to make them even more deadly. And the reason it's called the V2 Firefly is because it's using this guy. This isn't Nerf. This is a lens arrangement directly pulled from a Laser Challenge V2 Firestorm, a legendary blaster, essentially on the same footing as the Nerf Longshot in the N-Strike world. This lens is capable of hitting targets well over 1,000 feet. Pretty much if you can see it, you can hit it. And the trouble with that blaster was the ergonomics on it were a little bit wonky. It was a little bit alien looking. And you held it with two hands and it kind of just sat out in front of you. And it also made you very hard to hit for the chest sensors. Now, Laser Challenge would normally have a sensor right here in the middle, kind of like Laser X. And you had to hit that. And if you had anything that was two-handed, it made it really difficult to hit stuff in the middle of your chest, which pretty much made you invincible. And if you had something this powerful, really made you invincible. So I like to level the playing field. And my friend that I built this blaster for was known for using the V2 Firestorm blaster, but it was always a headache to hit that guy. So with him being a veteran player and with me wanting an enabler to build something cool, we took this shell, which is a nice, easy, compact bullpup design. And the nice thing, it's a bullpup sniper rifle. You never really see that because the emitter is back here, the lens is up here, the blaster stops. There's no rifling or anything silly like that. So you can have a compact, death-blazing laser tag blaster without having a huge, gigantic size to go along with it. Everything's very compactly built into here. There's still plenty of room in here too. And I'll get more on that later. But the other thing is, not only was it easier for him to get hit because of this setup, but this is now his sensor. This is one of several custom sensor setups that I made for myself and for other veteran players that were my friends, and this is what you're aiming for. Instead of it being in the center, it's moved up to the shoulder so it's not as obscured for right-handed users, and it's a domed sensor. And that black thing there in the middle is the sensor, and the red light on there lights up and flashes when you get hit. And see this kind of foam cord looking thing? This supplies power to the back sensor, so they can also get hit from the back. We made that a requirement with our Laser Challenge group, especially for veteran players, to have a front and a rear back sensor that weren't obscured by their equipment. In this case, the Firestorm or Firefly, V2 Firefly. Sorry, I'm getting all my names mixed up. It's been a little while. But yeah, so this thing, pretty awesome. And because I reused a lot of internals in here because it's such a solid build, maybe? Ha! It does still work. Yay. Maybe I need to fix the on-off switch because I just turned this back on before the review to make sure. Yes, it still works. The light still comes on. There's infrared light in there. I'm slightly worried that it wasn't going to work. But yeah, awesome to have this thing still around, still working, the sensor that goes with it. There's also another holster over here for a sidearm in case this thing goes wrong, which it hardly ever did, or if you want to go two-handed because there's nothing connecting these to them. On the one hand, there's no team settings for stuff like this. You just didn't shoot your friendlies. But on the other hand, it did give you a lot more freedom with what you could do in terms of builds and other equipment you could carry with you. But yeah, so I wanted to show you the sensor that went with this, but then also there's a video on my YouTube way back. The link is here to check out the build on this blaster, which is still the same, and it still works to this day, although I might need to check out that power switch. But check that out. Subscribe for more content, like, comment, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.